Welcome back to our course, Glitchy People Change the World. I hope it is expanding your awareness of how you can become more creative. Today, we're talking about shipping, and we start off with Steve Jobs. He famously said, "Real artists ship." So Steve Jobs called it shipping. We could call it selling or distributing. Creativity isn't something you feel. Creativity is not a state of mind. Creativity is something you do. If I don't create something, it can't be called creativity. And to be eminently creative, I must get art into customer hands. So to do something creative, you must actually create. You must produce something and get it into someone's hands. In this definition, creative is not what you are, but what you do. Rollo May, remember our psychologist who wrote Courage to Create? He said, we should not technically say creative person, but creative act. A person can be talented but not creative, or creative without being talented. So execute on your idea. Get your work in front of people. Get your work into people's hands. Designing perfect stuff is awesome, but eventually you must stop tweaking and sell it to an actual human. If you think your product isn't ready to sell, then just call it a prototype. Call it the beta version. If you don't sell anything, you won't have money to make more art. Then you'll have to get a job in a cubicle and give up on your dream. Reid Hoffman, he was the founder of LinkedIn. He said, if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. It's an interesting study showed that Olympic athletes would rather win a bronze medal than a silver medal. Or more appropriately, we could say the bronze medalist is happy to have received a medal, but the silver medalist, however, is disappointed at not receiving the gold. So the bronze medalist is happier than the silver medalist. Bronze medalist says, hurrah, I'm an Olympic medalist. The gold medal, but the silver recipient says, oh, I was almost a gold medalist. This doesn't mean bronze is better. It just means the people are confused in their thinking habits. Second place is actually a good option. In creativity battles, some people fear not winning. So they don't race, they don't try. That's unwise. Losing provides experience for the next race. The habit of creating is more important than what you produce the first time. In your early creative work, good enough is good enough. Let people see your work, even if it isn't perfect. Produce second place material and show it to customers. Through customer feedback, the feedback of people who see your art, you can make incremental progress by gradually improving it. So go ahead, expose yourself. So we have the idea, we have the gallery or the store shelf, and we think of it as just a binary designation. It's either it's still just an idea or it's in the gallery, but think of it more as a process. There's this linear progress from idea to gallery, although it's not really linear. There's a lot of weaving. This is a thought from Ira Glass. He's a radio host at National Public Radio, hosts a show called This American Life. We would clearly call him an eminent creator. He said, nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there's this gap. For the first couple years you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase, they quit. Most people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know our work doesn't have this special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. And if you are just starting out, or you are still in this phase, you got to know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is to do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you will finish one story. It is only by going through a volume of work that you will close that gap, and your work will be as good as your ambitions. And I took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone I've ever met. It's going to take a while. It's normal to take a while. You just got to fight your way through. Earlier, we borrowed a definition from Michael West, the researcher. He said creativity is idea development, innovation is idea application. To innovate, you must do more than think of great ideas. You must make something you can sell. Jan Fagerberg, the Norwegian researcher, said, innovation is the first commercialization of the idea. We could say that innovation is turning your creative idea into something you can distribute to others. But unless you distribute, you are not a creator. Remember the discussion of shipping. What is your current creative project? Your project might be unique, but the way you distribute it might require an innovative solution. The slides that I'm using for this course, a lot of them contain really simple graphics, often hand drawn. The purpose is to show that simple is enough. I could have waited until masterpieces were ready, but I decided that shipping now is better than perfect later. Go ahead and do something simple instead of waiting for perfect. Turn intangible concepts into something that speaks to people. Try to sell them in the marketplace. Then you'll get the feedback you need. Crowdfunding links creators and consumers. Indiegogo and Kickstarter are two of the examples. But a creator presents an idea to potential buyers. Buyers who like the idea can invest. They can buy it before it's produced or before it's built. This gives creators money to build the product. It also gives them important feedback. Kickstarter, according to Bruce Nussbaum, the author of Creative Intelligence, says Kickstarter is the most important change in capitalism in 100 years. It makes us all investors, consumers, makers, and patrons at the same time. It socializes capitalism again. So go ahead, expose yourself, get your stuff out there, let people see it, and meet me back here tomorrow.